Guest is a Grammy Award-winning artist who has sold more than 18 million albums over a career spanning 2 decades. She's also a multi-platinum artist, a best-selling author, and as her bio says, most importantly, a mother. And I also call you a queen of R&B. I had to throw that in there too. We are talking about Faith Evans, who is taking the stage tonight at the Soundboard at Motor City Casino Hotel with special guest Genuine. Faith Evans joins us now live in studio ahead of her performance tonight. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk with us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, now what we didn't know is that your band is from Detroit, right?
Yes, my musical director actually is the son of Karen Clark Sheard from the Clark sisters, so all of his musicians he works with are here. So I spend quite a bit of time in the city.
Okay, okay. So you've had 8 studio albums, and I know that there's a lot of anticipation for your upcoming album, The King and I, featuring your late husband, Notorious B.I.G. What was it like putting that album together?
It was a really cool process. I didn't know what it would be like when I thought of doing this project, but everything came together just so amazingly to me. I mean, I love it. I spent about 2 years, you know, working on the album, but just to be able to not even have any new vocals from Big and listen back to that stuff and be able to even create new things out of it, it was actually, I surprised myself. I surprised myself. Like, dang, I really did that.
That's great.
I'm excited. I can't wait for people to hear it.
I can't wait to hear it because I'm a fan of both of you. But now, who else did you work with on the album?
Production-wise, I worked with Salam Remy, Chucky Thompson, Stevie J, DJ Premier, Just Blaze, J. Drew Sheard actually produced a few songs on the album. And I got a lot of cool features as well. Oh,
you want to tell us some, maybe 1 or 2, or you want to save it?
I mean, you know, one happens to be a really short rapper from Brooklyn, female.
I'll get, who is it?
And we shared a man in common.
Okay. You all should be able to guess that. That's Lil Kim?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So is it important for you and your son to keep Notorious B.I.G.'s legacy alive and keep it going?
It is actually, it's my duty to extend his legacy. You know, his children, CJ, Tiana, and his mom and myself, we are all basically his beneficiaries, but his mom and I are the executors of his estate. So we're constantly trying to, you know, make the right decisions, and you know, we have a great attorney who advises us as to what seems like it would be a better thing than not. But we're actually also working on a documentary with A&E Films that's going to be released in March. That's about basically how Big's legacy is being extended, and how, you know, how many people in his real personal circle, you know, have these crazy, funny stories about him. It's not about just the same old stuff you've heard about his career and his passing, you know. So it's going to be really cool. The kids are actually a part of it.
That's
so
exciting.
We're looking forward to that in May.
All right, so what can we expect in the new album? And I say that because we know what the sound was, but how did you keep it fresh and new and interesting?
Well, I actually just had a few meetings, and I played the record for some salespeople, and what they appreciated about it was that I did make, like, even the rhymes of his that you are familiar with, I took them and dissected them and made them into totally different records. I sang around him on some, I rapped around him on some, you know, back and forth. I mean, and my approach has never been to really make music according to what is getting the most spins right now. I think I kept it true to the music that we made back then, but obviously they're new songs. So I think the freshness of it is the fact that it's a new album, it's new records. It's not like you're going to hear the same song that his rhyme is taken from. There's 2 songs on the album that are particularly mirrored from the records that he originally did, but you know, other than that, it's just all new music.
Well, I expect it's going to be good because you said a real big range of producers there, so I know it's going to be interesting. But now you mentioned that you've been to Detroit several times. What do you think of the city?
I love Detroit. It reminds me of where I'm from. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. So I mean, it's to me, it reminds me so much of Newark. So I'm very comfortable here. I have a lot of fans here. I have a lot of friends here. So I'm always cool when I'm here. I'll be rolling down Jefferson.
I know, that's right. And that's the cool thing, because Newark is going through its own renaissance that you don't hear about as much as Detroit. So it definitely has that same vibe. Definitely. So in your bio, you said that your career has been equally rewarding as it has been trying. What's kept you going? Is it faith like your name?
Absolutely. That's my first answer right there. Like, I would be doing God a disservice, you know, whether I was a singer or not, you know, to not lean on the fact that I know I was raised to understand that he's in control and that, you know, there's a better way of dealing with everything. So I just try my best to make the right decisions, you know. If you're coming from the right place, you can't go wrong.
Well, amen to that. That's what I'll say. But tell us about your show. What can we expect tonight? I will be there.
I will be at Soundboard tonight with Genuine. I guess he's going to be grinding and stuff as he sings.
You know how he does it, right?
I'm just going to have a good time with my band. We have fun. I think over the years, I've really just grown to love the performance side of my work. I mean, I was a lot shyer and a little inhibited early in my career, but now I have a good time. You know, I get up there and want to go back and forth with the saxophone or something, you know. But I'm going to try and do as much of my music as I can in my little time that I have allotted. I know a lot of my fans want me to sing certain songs that I just can't always do them in the time that I have. But I might do a little quick medley, so y'all don't be mad if I do a verse and a hook and go to the next song.
That's good. I think we'll be satisfied with that.
This is one of those cities where they're shouting out songs for me to sing that I probably don't perform, you know?
Okay. But now you're a singer, R&B queen, but you're also an author and you're also an actress. Talk to us a little bit about that and what do you have coming up?
I'm actually working on my second book. Which I guess they want to do their own official announcement. But it's kind of a collection of short stories based on my different experiences. And my first book did really well, given the fact that I didn't really promote it. I didn't go on a promotional tour for it, but it did really well. It's like one of those books people are passing down, you know, and it's been about 10 years, so I mean, that's not bad. The acting thing, I haven't actually done as much of it as I want to because a lot of the time I have to let things fall around my home schedule with kids. I don't even have like a babysitter. I have a 9-year-old, so it's just like me, the older kids, and you know, my little ones. So I try and just play everything by ear, day by day, show by show.
And mommy duties first.
Exactly. So, you know, those things require you to be there and very much present and attentive and getting into the script. And I just don't like to take on things that I'm not able to give my all to. So in the future, I hope to do a lot more acting though.
Okay, well, we'll be looking for you again. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, one more thing. In addition to The King and I, which is coming this year, May, I'm also about to do a biopic based on my first my memoir.
Okay, that's great. So we got a lot coming up. We will be looking out for everything. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Again, you can see Faith Evans tonight at Soundboard at Motor City Casino and Hotel with special guest Genuine. The show is at 8 and is for a 21 and older crowd, everyone. Thanks again, Faith.
Thank you.
Jason, over to you.